Hey guys, hope you are doing well. Your friends, your family, anybody you care about on earth is doing well too. So today I'm gonna present to you the best tips that you can use to become the best slayer, or at least to farm efficiently and get the items you need quickly and be one of the best players. Why not? But before we start, I need to tell you this. If this video is helpful after you watch it, you can support me by registering to the game with the link that I'm gonna add, and or if you are already registered and you want to support me through the game, you can. There's a button called support a creator when you enter the store. For example, in Dauntless, I'm gonna show it to right here in the bottom right. You can click on it, write the name of my channel, MedChrifi, and yeah, you can support me. And if not, it's okay. Thank you so much again, and hope you enjoy. Dauntless is very much a game about experimenting and exploring system. If you are finding that it's not obvious what the difference between the 5 weapons are, for example, or what color damage numbers mean, or what tactics you should be using in a combat, then we got some good advice for you. Put together some handy tips to help make your first hands successful. So behemoths, the huge creatures that you fight in Dauntless, have a huge health pools, and each fight is an experience. Don't expect to be able to string together a few combos and bring the battle to a close. Okay, so let's start with the colors, shall we? Green numbers represent raw or normal damage and simply contribute to lowering the overall health points of a behemoth. For yellow numbers, they identify part damage or part being dealt to a breakable limb such as leg or tail. If you deal enough part damage, the targeted part will break and drop a loot orb. In the case of the tail, for example, you will also see the limb physically detach from the creature, continuing to attack a specific part after that it has broken will not contribute any further part damage, so it is the best to rotate your focus from limb to limb. For example, later your career, you will also want to seek out loot dropped from specific parts. For example, you will want to aim for Shrike's head if you are hoping to craft a piece of equipment that requires head loot, for example. So blue, yeah, for blue numbers are for stagger damage. Repeated blows to a behemoth's head will cause them to stagger and collapse, opening a long window for your team to unleash an uninterrupted attacks. You will need to use blunt weapon to deal stagger damage or interrupt a behemoth while they are doing a particular attack that causes them to become unstable. For red numbers represent wound damage. Inflicting enough wound damage to a part causes a debuff to be applied to the behemoth, allowing your team to deal increased overall damage. Wounds are applied via a weapon that can do piercing damage. Okay, next tip. Please spend some time searching for plants and resources on the island before fighting the behemoth. During your first hunt in Dauntless, before you've been introduced to many of the mechanics in the game, you will discover some plants and resources on the island. Before you start fighting the behemoths on every hunt, please sure you go and grab some more of these plants and resources, because they act as a crafting materials later down the line. Whether you need to craft more, some more, for example, tonics or grenade, collecting enough crafting materials means you will never run out. Okay, next step. Please fire a flare when you find the behemoth to let others know its location. If you are playing Dauntless in a group, especially with randoms, make sure you fire a flare whenever you find the behemoth at the start of the hunt. There's nothing worse than fighting a behemoth by yourself while your hunt party are off around the island gallivanting, because they don't know where the action is going down. That applies vice versa too, because too many times I've been searching for the behemoths, and but like I wasn't able to find them all, while my random teammates' health bar are depleting. Also, consider hunting privately or even solo. If you are playing solo with a pal, or like, and you are decked out to fight a specific type of behemoth, but you get bundled in together with, I don't know, like couple of noobs, um, I like the fight can be much tougher than it's otherwise should be. Like, so behemoth health in Dauntless scales depending on the amount of players in the hunt. So try tackling it privately or even solo if you have got no buddies on to play with. Okay, next. Well, while Dauntless doesn't have specific classes to pick from at the start of the game, you can shape your character build by investing in a specific weapon and armor. Every weapon behaves like differently and from each other, and with each one having unique combos and attacks to execute. Therefore, it's imperative to you experiment with all types before dedicating your unlocks to a specific path. You definitely don't want to spend all your hard-earned rewards on chain blades, for example, when you find out you actually prefer the hammer. Okay, next tip. Pay attention to which behemoths will advance to your quests. This is so important. After you get through the first few hunts in Dauntless, your quest log will start to pile up very quickly. All your quests tend to require specific behemoths hunts, so focus on the ones around your level that you can complete. There is no point grinding away at a threat like level 6 Stormclaw, like when you only really need to take out a threat level 3, for example, Skarn. So to complete multiple quests at once at the same time and progress further in the game. If you are unsure which behemoths are tied to which quests, you can select them on the map screen. The relevant quests will be listed on the right hand side. Okay, so also you need to study each behemoth's attack animation and learn when to dodge. You are completely invincible while in the dodging animation in Dauntless, but you need to actually know when to dodge for that to be useful. Dodging consumes stamina, so you must make sure you conserve it and not dodge recklessly. And that can only be achieved by paying attention to the behemoths you are fighting, whether it's up, close, or far. Every behemoth has unique attack animations, so keep a close eye on the movement as you progress further through the fight. Some behemoths can become enraged and start performing different moves too, so stay on your guard and learn when to perform the perfect dodge. Please keep in mind that every behemoth has multiple weak spots. Each Dauntless behemoth you fight will have a number of weak points, which will deal extra damage as indicated by the yellow numbers that appear as you attack. Make sure you are focusing on these as much as possible, because you can eventually wound behemoths like this and chop off specific parts, which also doubles as fairly rare loot. Focus all of your attacks on these weak spots and you will be able to deal much more damage throughout the fight. Okay, next tip. Use the cracks in the ground to heal before health tonics. In the middle of every battle site in Dauntless is a huge crack in the ground, emanating with blue sparks. You can sit on top of these and use them to heal up before you start chugging your health tonics. Beware though, because there is a limited number of times you can use these cracks, and once they are gone for your whole team. So don't be that one player who chugs it all and at the start of the fight and after taking few hits. Make sure everyone has a chance to use it. Please don't let the danger level reach 100%. On top right of your screen during a hunt in Dauntless is a percentage which will gradually increase. It's not fully explained in the game what this actually means until it happens. But please don't let it happen because when the danger level reaches 100%, all the strengths and resistances go out of the window. The behemoth while you are fighting will deal much more damage per hit, often like sometimes it's enough for one hit to kill you, and you can't be revived by your teammates. Make sure you kill the behemoth before it reaches 100%. Next tip, don't use self-revives unless it's absolutely necessary. When you get knocked down in Dauntless, every player has 3 self-revive tonics available. It's tempting to use these right away, yeah, so you can jump back into the action, but refrain from doing that unless it's absolutely necessary, because, well, self-revives are the only way of resurrecting yourself when the danger level hits, for example, 100%. So take advantage of your teammates' revive abilities while you can. It doesn't take too long to revive you a teammate, so I guess they should be able to get you. Okay, final tip, collect all the daily marks in Ramsgate, because whether you have both the Dauntless Elite Hand Pass or not, make sure you are collecting the 10 daily death marks found throughout Ramsgate every day. These glowing red symbols hanging off walls around the town will provide you with the 50 experience bonus to your hunt pass if you collect them all. They can actually be found all throughout Ramsgate, from the spawn archway to the very back of the town, and on all the walkways found within. Okay, so that's it. I hope you guys learned something useful from this video. I'm so happy to make this kind of videos for you. Let me know what do you think. Give me some advice. I really need your opinion. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much again for watching. Take care of yourselves and have a good day. Peace. Bye bye.